In our last session, we read a letter from a man who described how he had learned to use imitation love and getting and protecting behaviors from the time he was a child, and how he had perfected their use during high school, then college, and then for the rest of his life. And gradually, he had come to realize that these behaviors and these forms of imitation love had led to nothing but misery for himself and for those around him. He wanted something more, but he didn't know how to find it. Then his wife admitted an affair, which highlighted the pain even more. What should he do? How could he ever trust her again? Now back to the writer of the letter. This could look like such a mess. You've been living a lie all your life. Your wife has been cheating on you. How could it get any worse? But it's only discouraging when you can't see a way out. You can. You already have. When you can see what you've done to get where you are now, you've seen half the solution to getting you out. It all started so early in your life, before you were born, in fact. Your father didn't know how to love your mother unconditionally, so she turned to you for attention. She placed on you the burden of making her feel good, and that is so common among parents that it's virtually the norm. It's horrifying, but it's still the norm. And it leaves children almost everywhere with scars that they carry all through their lives. It left you empty and alone and afraid, where you had to find imitation love wherever you could find it. So you tried to earn the conditional approval of everyone around you. Then you tried to find relief from your pain with sex and alcohol and lying and the avoidance of all conflict. What a lousy way to live. But it was the best you could figure out at the time. We all tend to do the best we can under the circumstances. So did your wife, which is why she had an affair. She hoped that some man, his identity is irrelevant, would provide some relief in the form of acceptance, flattery, attention, power, physical excitement, whatever, from the emptiness in her life. Now you wonder if you can trust her again. Has nothing to do with trusting her. Instead, it's all about whether you're willing to do whatever it takes to change the conditions that led to her wanting, to her needing to do what she did. If she hadn't been empty, she wouldn't have had an affair. Now, I'm not blaming her affair on you. She's a big girl. She made her own choices. But I am saying that you need to see her affair in the big picture. She was reacting to a lifetime of emptiness and pain, just as you have been doing all your life. Both of you have been living miserable, maladjusted lives now for many years. You tended to drink and avoid conflict. That was your way of reacting to your pain. But those behaviors screamed the message of "I don't love you" at her. It left her feeling even more unloved. She responded to her pain by having an affair, among other behaviors, I'm sure. Which is worse, her behavior or yours? Now, I know it's easy to say hers, of course. Affairs always look very dramatic, even treasonous. But in the end, with your behaviors, you were both screaming the same message at each other. The worst message people could possibly communicate in a relationship. I don't love you. And it was killing your marriage. We can talk here forever about whose crime was the worst. Or we can do what it takes to build your relationship. Which way do you want to go? Let's talk about that in our next session.